Have you read a story in the Dreoith Saga and come away with a classic case of immersion after effect? Let me guess, there are questions which remain unanswered even as the magic expanded, adding another layer to the dream. The grand desire to turn the page to discover what happened next ended with the last leaf turned. If you're asking where the remedy for the book hangover is, you know the answer: read another story. But you aren't ready for the next tale, not yet. The dust needs to settle before you pick up the next volume. So you have found your way here. You aren't alone. Even the author can't get enough. As you hear this, Ophelia Kee writes on. But allow me to offer you a possibility, a reflection on the tale you recently finished, and a way to revisit the story to ease the story blues. Welcome to the Dreoith Saga After Party. Warning, spoiler alerts ahead. Turn back now if you wish to read the story blind.
Imagine your brain is like a computer processor, right? And you just sit down and open 100 heavy-duty browser tabs all at exactly the same time.
Oh yeah, the fan is just screaming, the whole thing freezes up.
Exactly. The cursor won't move, you can't click anything at all. It's just locked in this agonizing gridlock.
And imagine that's not a laptop on your desk, that is your mind every single second of the day.
Right, because you have this level of magical power that your physical body just honestly wasn't built to handle.
It really shatters that whole conventional superhero narrative we're so used to, doesn't it?
Oh, completely.
We're culturally conditioned to think, getting superpowers is the ultimate fix. You get magic, you get strong, and boom, you're invincible.
Yeah, but the reality in our source material today is pretty much the exact opposite. Raw magic isn't a gift. It's this profound psychological burden.
Right. It's basically the absolute definition of cognitive and sensory overload.
So, welcome to another deep dive. Okay. Today, we are opening up a massive, seriously fascinating stack of source material.
We really are.
We're looking at excerpts from Ophelia Kee's 2026 novel, Gryphon Knight Redeemed. And just to give you a sense of scale here, this is Volume 4 of the Druid Dominion miniseries.
Which itself sits inside the much larger universe of the Dreoith Saga.
Exactly. And we need to set the parameters of this world right out of the gate.
Yeah, because if you're picturing standard high fantasy with medieval castles and wizards hoarding gold, you're going to be really surprised.
Oh, for sure. The author describes it as a steamy, noble, dark fantasy and paranormal romance. But the setting is what's truly wild.
Right. It takes place around the year 2018 in a magically realistic version of Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas, it completely grounds all the fantastical elements.
It really does. It's this world where lethal predators and ancient myths are literally just hiding in plain sight.
Right behind the facade of modern American society. And magic is this chaotic force of nature that's only kept in check by, fated mates.
Right, one fated mate at a time. And our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack that ecosystem. Specifically, how Dreoith operates as this sanctuary for immortals. We can look at how these practically unkillable beings manage their own deep-seated traumas.
And how they navigate these intense, honestly, sometimes lethal alpha hierarchies.
Yeah, and ultimately how they build a functioning community out of, totally broken pieces.
And if you're listening to this and thinking, I'm not an immortal vampire, so why should I care?
Right. Stim around. Because the themes here are dealing with sensory overload, setting really strict boundaries, finding your pack, they're universally relatable.
Absolutely. So let's start where the stakes are the highest.
Yeah.
The actual psychological toll of immortality.
Yeah, the text introduces us to these two brothers, twins actually, named Jace and Scar.
And to understand their dynamic, we have to go back to this defining moment when they were 15.
Right, Scar was the smaller twin, and he got cornered by a group of bullies.
And it escalates fast. One of the bullies literally swings a broken chair leg and hits Scar right in the face. Yeah, it splits the flesh wide open over his eye. It's brutal. And this is the catalyst for Jace.
Right, Jace doesn't just jump in to break up a teenage fight. He slips into this hyper-accelerated state that the book calls the stillness.
He moves through those guys so incredibly fast with such predatory efficiency, no one even sees him move.
And then amidst all that chaos, he just calmly stitches up his brother's ruined eye.
Yeah, and makes him wear an eye patch for 3 days until the supernatural healing kicks in.
It's an incredible display of power, but it sets a really dangerous precedent for Jace.
Because fast forward to the present day,
yeah,
and that exact ability is basically destroying him.
Right. The stillness is this state of hyperfocus where realities overlap and time just dilates.
But his mind has too many active pathways now. He literally can't turn the stillness off.
He's perceiving so many intersecting realities simultaneously that his brain it can't process the data.
He's paralyzed by his own potential. Going back to that analogy, he can't function in normal society because his processing power is completely maxed out.
Just by existing, but because Dreoith is this tight-knit pack, they see Jace drowning, and they actually intervene.
Yeah, they have a character, Javier, who uses marijuana to focus his own chaotic magic.
Right.
But then Eli steps in.
Right. Eli is a tigress, and she suggests a much more specific pharmacological fix.
She tells Jace to try microdosing peyote or mushrooms.
Which is brilliant because it blends like ancient shamanic tradition with total modern practicality.
Yeah, she explains that peyote has been used for centuries to loosen the mind's grip on immediate reality.
And practically because it's a powder, they can strictly control his dosage.
They just hide it in his drinks. It looks like routine headache powder or a daily fiber supplement.
Exactly. It acts as a biological task manager, to borrow your computer analogy.
Right. It forcefully closes all those background tabs in his brain so he can just have a normal conversation.
Without seeing a dozen alternate realities, but there's a magical side to his coping mechanism, too.
Oh, yeah. His telepathic bond with Scar. Scar is basically his mental anchor.
Right. If they're close by, Scar can slip into the dreamscape and help Jace filter those chaotic pathways.
So it's this dual-layered system. One part biochemistry, one part magical tether.
And we really should touch on Scar's own situation here because it highlights how bizarre this magic can get.
Oh my gosh, yes. Scar's made it to Spark, and before they bonded, Spark was a literal fire elemental.
But the magical reaction of mating with a shifter transformed her into, of all things, a flaming cinnamon bear.
A flaming cinnamon bear. It's wild. But it just underscores how reactive the magic is here.
And it brings us to the core of this section. In Dreoith, raw power is a critical vulnerability.
Yet Jace's stillness is a massive liability without his pack and the chemical accommodations they provide.
He relies on them completely just to survive, but that reliance comes with a catch.
Right. If the pack is your lifeline, you absolutely cannot afford to break its rules.
And those rules are primal, absolute, and honestly unforgiving.
Which brings us to a really volatile situation that happens on, of all things, moving day.
Right. So we have Marchand, who is a French Gryphon. He's helping carry heavy boxes for Artie and her friend Isabel.
Just doing a totally mundane favor. And when they finish, out of pure antique chivalry, he kisses Artie's hand.
A simple thank you from a bygone era. But in this universe, actions leave a biological footprint.
Exactly. Artie is mated to Fox. And Fox is Akiri, which is a born king who manipulates deep druid magic.
And Fox's enhanced senses, he picks up the scent on Marchand described as snow in the pines.
And to Fox, that scent translates to one thing only. An unbonded male has touched his mate.
And Fox doesn't ask for context. He doesn't say, hey, were you helping with boxes?
No. He physically and violently pins Marchand face first into the carpet.
He enforces this absolute power dynamic, claiming Artie as his submissive.
He dictates that no unbonded man can ever touch her. Marchand tries to explain it was just chivalry, but Fox basically threatens to end his life.
Right, chivalry or not.
Okay, I have to step in here and push back a little for the listeners.
Sure.
Because we're supposed to view Dreoith as a sanctuary.
Right.
A place of healing.
Right.
But looking at it from the outside, Fox violently pinning an ally to the floor over a hand kiss seems, well, wildly toxic.
Oh, it looks incredibly possessive.
Yeah, like possessive to the point of abuse. So how does the source material justify this dominating behavior in a so-called safe haven?
Well, that tension is what makes the world building so compelling. We have to look at Curie magic specifically.
Oh, that'd be laid on me.
Scar actually breaks this down later. You see, Fox is this walking bundle of contradictions.
Right. Didn't he find out he was a shifter super late?
Exactly. He was 35, and he hides his alpha intensity behind this kindly uncle mask.
Yeah, he secretly loves cooking, but sulks if anyone brings it up because it's beneath his royal status.
Right. But crucially, he will ruthlessly lay down his life to defend women and children.
So he's got this deeply nurturing instinct, but it's wrapped in, like, barbed wire.
Exactly. The text frames the physical dominance not as human domestic toxicity, but as a magical survival mechanism.
Right, because Curie magic is chaotic and lethal. It constantly threatens to overwhelm him.
We saw what unchecked power did to Jace. So Fox's dominance acts like a lightning rod.
It gives that volatile energy a safe, structured place to ground itself.
Yes. The strict dominance and submission between him and Artie is a consensual, magical anchor.
Artie actively desires that rigid structure. She thrives in it.
And Fox requires her submission to tether his magic to reality. Without it, his power would tear everything apart.
Okay, that makes sense within the lore. It's not about human ego. It's about containing a supernatural nuclear reactor.
Exactly. And that intense, ruthless territoriality isn't just directed inward at the pack.
No, it gets weaponized outward, which is exactly what makes Dreoith capable of being a sanctuary.
Right. It brings us to the actual business of rescue.
Because Fox's protective instincts scale up dramatically here. We go from a hand-kiss dispute to an international raid.
Fox is teaming up with Luke, who is this massive direwolf, Marchand and Flair the dragon.
They're organizing an extraction mission in Romania to go after this human trafficker named Elliot.
And Elliot runs a horrific operation. He uses synthetic drugs to brainwash immortal women.
Yeah, he chemically tricks them into thinking he's their fated mate, gets total compliance, and then traffics them.
And the target for this raid is a rare lynx vampire hybrid that Elliot has priced at $10,000.
It's just sickening. But the logistics of how this immortal pack executes a raid are fascinating.
Right, they aren't flying commercial. Fox bought a private jet.
And guess who the pilot is? Jace, the guy with crippling sensory overload.
Because when his stillness is managed by the peyote, his hyper-accelerated perception makes him an incredible pilot.
The ex-Air Force fighter pilot, actually. And they're bringing in the heavy hitters, right? Literal dragons.
Flare, Flame, and Nightshade. But it's not just brute force they have to worry about.
No, the geopolitical posturing is intense. Romania is run by a local vampire enclave.
And that enclave thinks the hybrid is a dangerous criminal because she has uncontrollable bloodlust.
So the pack can't just storm in guns blazing. They have to navigate these ancient hierarchies.
And here's where the pack submission becomes a real risk. Marchand and Luke can't physically kneel to the vampire princess.
Right, because they've already sworn fealty to the Dreoith kings. Kneeling to a foreign leader would invite a magical challenge.
So they strategize down to the micro level. They decide Jace and Flair are the only ones who can kneel without breaking the hierarchy.
And Flame the Dragon will do all the talking, using dragon diplomacy to extract the hybrid without shedding blood.
It's incredibly delicate supernatural diplomacy.
And then right after this intense war room planning, there is this brilliant structural pivot.
Oh, the Twilight Dinner.
Yes. Right in the middle of organizing this deadly raid, the narrative shifts back to mundane reality.
It's one of the most vital scenes for understanding the tone of the whole series.
You've got these ancient, lethal predators, and where are they? Crammed in a room eating takeout pizza out of cardboard boxes.
Because it happens to be moving day. The juxtaposition is totally intentional.
And this is when Layla, Marchand's new mate, is introduced to the group.
Layla is a newly turned vampire, and she is understandably terrified.
I mean, she was just dropped into a room full of apex predators.
And who breaks the ice? Spark, the flaming cinnamon bear.
She just casually introduces herself and explains her magical mating mishap like she's discussing the weather.
Over a slice of pepperoni, it completely diffuses the tension.
And then Layla meets Eli, the tigress who gave Jace the peyote earlier.
Right. Eli is a high school teacher in the human world. She asks Layla what she was doing before she was turned.
And Layla says she was just a normal college student studying business communications.
One semester away from her degree. And Eli doesn't offer magical pity.
No, she immediately offers Layla a job in the Sanctuary's marketing department so she can finish her degree online.
It's profound, really. We go from kings threatening murder over a kiss to organizing remote marketing jobs.
Over pizza. The author uses this mundane bureaucracy, online degrees, moving boxes, to rehabilitate ancient monsters.
It really highlights the found family aspect. The Dreoith Saga isn't just about mythical beasts.
It's about deeply broken people meticulously building a support system.
The mundane elements ground the epic violence. It shows Dreoith as a functioning home, not just a military base.
It makes the peace they fight for feel completely real and earned.
Exactly. Power is balanced by vulnerability, and violence is balanced by intense domestic care.
Right. So, to wrap up our journey today, we started in the chaotic realities of Jace's mind.
seeing how the stillness required chemical intervention just so he could survive.
Then we navigated Fox and Artie's intense bond, learning that strict dominance is a necessary anchor for lethal magic.
And finally, we saw how that protective energy creates a heartwarming pizza-eating family.
A family that will deploy dragons to Romania just to protect one vulnerable hybrid.
And the ultimate takeaway for you listening is this: beneath the steamy romance and dark fantasy,
It's really about finding a place where your quirks, traumas, and chaotic energy are fiercely protected by people who love you.
it's the universal search for belonging, even if your mind feels like a browser with 100 tabs you can't close.
Exactly. But before we sign off, I want to leave you with a final, lingering thought to ponder today.
Oh, lay it on them.
We've seen how Dreoith operates as a strict but loving sanctuary if you accept the Pact's rules.
Right.
But it makes you wonder, what happens to an immortal who needs rescue, but completely refuses to submit to the absolute authority of an Alpha King?
In a system that demands absolute structure to prevent annihilation, can true independence actually exist?
That is the paradox. Something for you to mull over while you try to close out a few of your own browser tabs today.
Good luck with that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We will catch you next time.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A special thanks to OK Music Writers for writing and sharing Enter the Dream. Thank you for your support. For more, visit opheliakee.com. Welcome to the dream. Sincerely, OK.